Hello everyone, my name is Ashraf Ismail. I am the game director for AC4 Black Flag, and you are watching Connected Digital World.
Hi, Andrew from Connected Digital World here. At E3, Ubisoft had a huge booth and was showing off Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. We got the chance to sit down with the game director and talk about all things AC4, including multiplayer, the companion app, and lots more. Enjoy, and apologies for the noise, but it was actually in the middle of the booth, which you can see on this shot.
Hello, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Yes, my name is Ashraf Ismail, and I'm the game director for AC4 Black Flag.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about AC4?
Yeah, sure. Assassin's Creed 4 tells the story of Edward Kenway, a pirate, a poor man who grew up, and the fame and glory that piracy brought allured him. But he's a man who becomes contacted by the assassins. They begin to train him for their own reasons. And we tell the story of this conflict he has of ideologies. You know, the creed that asks you to be selfless, and the pirate life that he loves. And this is the conflict we tell. The game itself, it's the freshest and most unique open world we've ever built. We're really proud of this game. We pushed ourselves out of our comfort zone to build this world. You know, we still have the major cities. This is what we know. But building a world that has naval and land elements, you know, over 50 locations, this was very tricky, but a big challenge, but something that we're now really proud to be able to show off.
Quickly, send the signal. Get him!
So Edward's actually got a family connection to previous games. Would you like to tell us all about that?
Yeah, sure. So we're telling the story of Edward Kenway, father of Hytham and grandfather to Connor Kenway. So we are telling the tale of how this family became part of the Assassins and Templars feud, and it started with Edward, actually. So we are the time frame of this game is before AC3. And so yes, we're telling Edward's side of the story. We see his becoming of an assassin, and of course for the people who played AC3, Hytham was a Templar, so we see how this plays out a bit more as well.
And there was a little nod in Tyranny of King Washington to Edward, wasn't there?
I think this was more in hindsight, maybe there was something there, but it just more coincidental, actually. Yeah.
So you've shown off some new gameplay this week at E3. Do you want to talk a little bit about both single player and multiplayer?
Yeah, sure. So again, the single player, it's about this beautiful Caribbean open world. It's you know, first off, I'd say it's a pirate game. We went for an authentic, gritty experience, something that was credible to the history of piracy and the Pirate Republic. But of course, with the Assassin Templar twist into it, you meet a lot of historic characters like Blackbeard and Calico Jack. We have a lot of historic events that actually happen. But beyond that, you know, the game is full of exploration. This is the other side of it. You know, it's a pirate game, but we always say, you know, everybody has this itch deep in their mind for exploration that's really hard to scratch. And we set out to scratch that itch. You know, exploration is key in this game. We have a huge world, tons of locations and content to find, tons of events and activities. All of them have value. All of them give you gameplay rewards. You know, the Jackdaw is the second main character of the game. The Jackdaw is your ship. It's your Millennium Falcon. You need to upgrade the ship. You need to take care of it. All the activities and collectibles in the world feed into this system. And you will need to upgrade the Jackdaw because this is how we have challenge in the world. You know, there's locations that are blocked by a man of war with 100 cannons on each side. You will not be able to defeat the ship at the beginning of the game. But once you upgrade, once you take care of the Jackdaw, you might be able to face off on that challenge and then access the new content.
Tell us a little bit about multiplayer.
Multiplayer, yes. So multiplayer is back. You know, it's a very successful multiplayer for the fans that play it and enjoy it. It's very unique in the industry. So we've brought it back, we've iterated on it. Obviously completely themed in piracy now. Tons of new characters, new maps, new game modes. One of the game modes that we're showing off here at E3 is called Games Lab. It allows players to custom create their own matches and setups. Even the game modes themselves, to be able to create their own game modes. And at this year's E3, we're letting fans actually create their own maps and have fun with them. Game modes, I should say. So yes, it's back, and it's bigger and better than ever.
Contact lost.
So there's also a phone app as well, isn't there?
Yes, there's a companion app.
Companion app, sorry.
Companion app. Yeah, so the companion app, it's a free app that's going to launch with the game. You'll be able to use it on any on iOS and Android tablets and smartphones. It's a free app. It's really a comfort and an extension of the game. When we say comfort, we mean things like it has the world map on it. That is live connected to the game, so you can see the events that are happening, you can see locations. If someone was in the room with you, like a brother or sister or your significant other, a friend, they can take that tablet and kind of act as your quartermaster. They can pinpoint stuff in the world, they can highlight events, they can put waypoints for you in the world. Aside from this, you can take this app, if you're on the bus, you can continue playing the game. And how we do this is we have Kenway's fleet. When you plunder ships in the game, you can send them to your fleet. The fleet allows Edward to send ships across the world, pirating and plundering, and bringing back the goods to him. And in the companion app, you'll be able to jump into that game and go in deeper into that game. So actually do the combat and such.
Were there some unique challenges in creating that map?
Well, it was our first time integrating core elements of the game into a companion. So there were for sure some technical challenges, design challenges, of course. But we've tackled them. We're really happy with what we have. The real challenge in the game, if I'm blunt about it, it's creating the Caribbean open world. It's a huge world, and it's I mentioned this before. It was out of our comfort zone. It took us a while to actually figure out how to do this. We've been at it for 2 years now, but we're super thrilled with what we have, and we think fans are going to feel like this is an open world like they've never played before, and we're super excited about that.
What the devil?
How big is the open world?
We don't speak in terms of distances because it's a lot of water and it's not fair to say. But it's a massive map. There's over 50 big locations with 3 major cities. But beyond that, we have these uncharted locations. These are like little sandbags and playas, and we have over 75 of those. Yeah, the world is filled with content. There's a lot to find. It's a really big world.
And the next-gen versions, obviously, you guys have announced as well. Are there any major differences in terms of the current gen and next-gen versions, other than, say, graphics?
The core AC game is the same across the board. We are telling the story of Edward and the Pirate Republic and the Assassins and Templars. The next-gen consoles have allowed us, obviously, to really improve the immersion of the game. So yes, in graphics, but also in terms of physics and in terms of effects. So in terms of art and programming, we've been able to push a lot more on the immersion. As a quick example, our jungles, the philosophy we had for jungles was that they are dense, claustrophobic, sticky, and in the next gen versions, it's impressive how you feel this. You really feel that the world is a jungle is almost oppressive. Even the way the physics is handled on the plants, it feels much more credible and realistic. Aside from the looks, there's also the peripherals. So we do take advantage of the peripherals for each console. We don't go into too much detail at E3 about how we do it, but it's there. And of course, there's the whole connected aspect, which we take advantage of it in terms of your friends as they're playing Black Flag. When they see events in the world, like a unique event like a white whale, which is very rare and unique in this game, when they see it, they can share it to their friends. And this way, the more friends you have, the more likely you'll see these very rare events. So this is how we play with the connected features as well.
You've also announced that the PlayStation 4 version is going to have an hour of additional exclusive content.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about that content?
Yeah, for sure. So fans who played Liberation on the PS Vita, we have a treat for them. So on the PS4 for Sony and the PS3 as well, actually. For Sony, we have an hour extra of Evelyn missions. So we continue her story. So for the fans that played Liberations, they'll get to see more with Evelyn. Desmond.
Do I even need to ask a question? I just say Desmond and you talk.
I can go on.
Desmond's story kind of wrapped with AC3, but is he involved in any way with AC4?
In a sense. So Desmond's story did end in AC3, but he's an important character to the legacy of AC, and obviously just by saying that we're playing Edward Kenway, who actually is an ancestor of Desmond because he's in his bloodline. What has happened is that AC3 teased that the Animus technology was being improved. The improvement that happened was that now anybody can use the Animus to jump into someone else's ancestry. So now the present day hero is actually yourself, the player. The purpose being that we wanted players to be brought closer into the narrative. So you're a person that's been hired by Abstergo Entertainment to do research on Edward Kenway. You're not sure why, it's for entertainment purposes, or so you're told. And of course you figure out the darker side of Abstergo Entertainment as the story progresses. So you're told to research this life. So we are still jumping into Desmond's bloodline. So Desmond still has value, and for real hardcore fans, we put in a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of little nods to Desmond in the stories for those who look for it.
We look forward to finding those.
Yeah.
So obviously a lot of the game is going to take place on water. What were the challenges that you guys faced with creating such a unique and realistic sort of environment? In
the naval?
Yeah.
So yes, we have tons of locations, and you need to use the jackdaw to navigate to these locations. So the naval combat, the navigation of the ship, it's much deeper. Having said that, we're also not a sailing simulator, and we don't pretend to be. We've made sailing comfortable, fun to have challenges in it, but you don't need to master, tacking with the wind and these sailing terminology. No, you do navigate a lot, but we've put in a lot of comfort features into the game because we want players to do what they want. This is a philosophy we have. Player agency is very important for us. What that means is, when you travel to a location for the first time, you can always fast travel to that point. It's unlocked. When you do a reach high point, synchronize with a reach high point, the reach high point also becomes a fast travel point. So this gives you more reason to synchronize. So that even within a location, because they're big, you can even teleport closer to where the action is once you've done the work. Even things like if you're at a beach and the jackdaw is a bit far away because you didn't do the best job parking it, there's rowboats that allow you to very quickly get back to the jackdaw. So yes, you travel a lot, and it's part of the fun of the game. It's part of the challenge of the game to fight chargers and man-of-wars and frigates. But there's also lots of comfort features for players.
And when's the game out?
We released the game end of October in North America on all confirmed platforms.
What's the reaction been from the AC fans?
So far, I think people are very impressed by the open world. Overall, for sure, that people have questions about how does Edward fit into the overall Assassins Templar conflict, what happened with the present day. These are all really cool questions, and we love these kind of questions because it shows that fans are really involved into the brand. You know, we love our fans. We truly love our fans. We work very hard to give them what they want and more. We want to surprise fans. We do a lot of play testing to help supplement to make sure that the game we deliver is high quality and polished. And I think so far people have been excited by what we've shown at E3. You know, we have a demo that's behind closed doors that eventually after E3 will be released to the public as well, so they can really see what the open world is really about. So all this promise of seamless and tons of locations and events, you know, it's not just talk. We're going to deliver on this and we're going to show you what it's like. So overall, it's been really positive. You know, I can't wait for fans to get their hands on this game. We've been working on it for 2 years. By the time we release, it'll be 2.5 years, and it's long enough. We want players to enjoy this game.
And last question then, what's next for you guys once this ships?
I think a small vacation for me. I need a vacation after this, but we'll see. We have a really wonderful core team. We've been together, like I said, for 2 years now, and it's a phenomenal team. Super talented people. So we're gonna stick together, and we'll see what's next for us.
Thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure.
We're outnumbered, mate. It's not the first time, Kenway. And it won't be the last. Take no quarter, lads, and give none neither!